Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Hispanics causing panic. I'm glad to be here.
Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
Órale mi raza! G-Funky is back. I'm back. Glad to be back. Had a long and busy week this week, man. But it's been a good busy. You know, it's not one of those busies where shit's going down or anything like that. It's been a good busy. So that's why I've been gone. That's why there was no show Monday. But as you guys know, every Monday night, it's HCP is war. All right. And for those of you who are new to the channel, you come across this video, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. This way, you know, every time I do go live every Monday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, or anytime I drop a video, make sure you select all when you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. All right. That's the most important thing. We got a couple of topics here we want to talk about tonight. I know it's late, man, but like I said, been busy, man. So I figured I would, you know, get it in while I can, and that's what I'm going to do here, man. But you guys see the topics here already in the title. You see the thumbnail there. Canelo goes Pancrase on Plant. For those of you who don't know what Pancrase is, I'll talk about that in a minute. And then first, we're going to talk about Mikey Garcia being back. And, of course, he's at a catchweight. And you guys know how I feel about catchweights. So I'm going to talk about that first. But I'm going to say what's up to everybody that's here. I don't know how many people will be here. I see Sergio 510 says, yo, what's going on, bro? I don't know. I don't think this is the real Drew Titan, but, you know, I'm sure it's a troll, like always. Run PMC, my boy Run PMC is here. Glad you're here, brother. I know it's late, man. We're over on the West Coast. I know it's late for all the subscribers in the East Coast as well. But if you guys are here in the East Coast, I'm glad that you're here. Big Dog Willie, what's going on, man? It's an exciting press conference. That's how you sell a fight. Yeah, I agree 100%, man. And thank you for the $2 super chat, man. I appreciate that. Press conference was definitely exciting. Definitely exciting. So we're going to talk about that more just here in a minute. But I want to talk about Mikey first. Mikey. All right. Mikey. Look, man, I like Mikey Garcia a lot, man. For those of you who have been subscribed to me for a while, you guys already know I like Mikey. I think he's very talented. I really like how he's very fundamental, you know. Reminds me of like I'm not saying he's like a winner like this guy, but in another sport, Tim Duncan, who was known as the big fundamental. You know, he did everything. He was very fundamentally sound out there, used the bank shot, which was something that you didn't really see too often in the NBA around the time that he, you know, was doing his thing. But man, he sure in the hell lit up people with that bank shot, let me tell you. And went on to have a great Hall of Fame career, probably the best power forward to ever do it. If you want to put Karl Malone over him, I wouldn't argue with you. But considered by most to be the greatest power forward of all time, but very fundamental, you know, and that's why they called him the big fundamental. That's how I look at Mikey Garcia. Very fundamentally sound fighter. Nice balance, you know, good feet. You know, likes to throw a good stiff jab, 1-2. He's very quick with that 1-2, man. That right hand comes really quick behind that jab. You know, I really like Mikey. But I have to say this, man. Over the last couple of years, Mikey has really left a lot to be desired in his career. You know, he spent a lot of years, you know, fighting with Top Rank, trying to get out of his contract with Bob Arum. And, you know, I get it. Why, you know, I get why he wanted to do something like that. And, you know, you guys know me, man. I don't care if guys want to make money, if they do something to make money, you know, especially these fighters, 'cause they risk a lot, man. They risk a whole lot when they step in between those ropes, you know. So they should be well compensated. And, you know, if a fighter is looking to make himself more money, like I'm not going to stand in the way. I'm not going to hate. Um, but you know, he did that obviously because he wanted to make more money, and he has been making a lot of money in his last couple fights. The problem is he just hasn't been very active. You know, he fought one time, I believe, in 2019. That was early in the year against Earl Spence. Got washed in that fight. Fight was not close, but he did get paid, and they did sell a lot of tickets. If my memory serves me correctly, I believe it was around 40,000 plus. That was over in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium to watch that fight live. I'm not sure about the pay-per-view sales. I'm going to say it was at least 350K. If anybody's watching with a wrench, could you please get rid of that troll for me? Please. I would appreciate that. That's not the real Drew Titan, and I'm tired of reading the comments on the side, man. Just get rid of that clown. Block him, get him out of here. I don't want no trolls in my shit no more. Anyway, yeah, I think it was around the 300,000 plus range for that pay-per-view. And also, he goes on to fight Jesse Vargas the next year, in which I thought was a good fight for Mikey, because Mikey campaigning at 147 pounds, you know, he's a small 147 pounds. And you know, I agree with you here, big dog. He should go back down to 140. I think he would be a much better fighter at 140 pounds, in my opinion, you know. But we'll see, you know. We'll see what he wants to do. Now, again, Jesse Vargas, I felt that was a good win for him because Vargas is a big welterweight, man. You know, everybody says how Oscar De La Hoya was big for 147 pounds, and I agree. Felix Trinidad as well. You know, both those guys are 5'11" at 147 pounds, and that's exactly what Jesse Vargas is. He's 5'11", 147 pounds. He's a big welterweight, man, and Mikey handled him with ease. You know, so I think that was a really good win for Mikey. I know a lot of Mikey haters won't agree with me on that, but I think that was a good win for him. But the problem is, again, that was over a year ago. He's so inactive. And being on the shelf like that, gaining the weight that he's gained. Now, look, I know looks can be deceiving, you know, but the last time I seen the man in public was, I think, on the Gallo Estrada Chocolatito fight, I think. Or maybe they both fought on the same card and then he showed up. But he definitely looked like he put on some weight. You know, I don't know how much weight, but he definitely looked like he put on some weight. So this fight here, let me see if I can grab an article real quick. But you know, he definitely looked like he gained a lot of weight. And again, gaining weight, not fighting, not staying active, that's a recipe for a disaster, man, in my opinion. So maybe that's why he's decided to come back, and he's fighting some dude named Sandor Martin from Spain, I believe. He's from España, and never heard of this guy. Personally, I've never heard of this guy. I don't even know if anybody in the chat knows who he is. Has he been a junior welterweight his whole career? Because I couldn't tell you. I don't know anything about this guy, you know? I know nothing about the guy. So I don't know if Mikey's pulling him up, down, whatever it may be. I don't know, man. Run PMC here says, Mikey hurt Vargas like no one had before. Not exactly, man. People don't be looking at that shit. They're too busy hating on Mikey, you know? That's the problem with these dudes, man. Joseph Torres says, Canelo gonna break Plant's face. We're gonna talk about that in a minute here, man. Let's see. Sergio 510 says, I'm going to get that Mikey Garcia fight. I really like the undercard. Are you going to that? Okay, yeah, it's in Fresno, man. You know, I would love to go to that shit, man, but this stupid pandemic, bro, like, I'm not gonna risk it. Mario Figueroa is here. He says, what up, G? What's going on, man? let's see. Let's see here. Wait a minute. G Funky, some trolls was using your profile being. I figured that, and I have an idea. I know who it is. You know. He fought before on the zone. Okay, yeah. I never seen him, man. Maybe if he was on a card I was watching, I probably didn't notice. Run PMC, you never heard of the guy? Yeah, you're from Spain, huh? Okay, no sweat, no sweat. He says he's slick with good footwork, but you got Mikey though. Okay, got you, man. I'm gonna have to do some research on the guy, you know, before I do my prediction. But here I'm gonna share my screen real quick, man. I wanted to get something real quickly here. Let's see. So I could read this off. All right, here we go. So this is again according to Mike Coppinger of ESPN. Mikey Garcia, 4-division champion, has agreed to terms to fight with Spain's Sander Martin October 16th. Sources told ESPN Wednesday the bout will be contested at a catch weight of 145 pounds. Sources say. We all know Mike loves those sources. Shout out to Mike Coppinger. But look, man, here's what I want to say. Again, I don't know much about the guy. I'm going to have to do some research on him. Don't know. Again, nobody in the chat has told me if this guy has been a career 140 pounder or not. I don't know. And like I said, is Mikey bringing him down in weight? Is Mikey bringing him up in weight? I don't know. What I do know is this. I fucking hate catch weights. Okay? I hate them. I don't like them. And I don't give a damn who is putting the catch weight or who's demanding it, whatever. I don't like them. Don't like them. And the same goes here. Even though I like Mikey Garcia, I don't like this move by Mikey. And there's a reason why I put that asterisk in the thumbnail. You guys can go back and look at that if you want, but I put an asterisk there because I believe every catch weight should be an asterisk, man. There's no reason why guys should be fighting at catch weights when we have too many fucking weight classes as is. Why are you trying to add more? You know? I mean, pick a weight, man. There's weights all over the place. Pick a damn weight. This is not like the old days when there's only 8 divisions. You know? There's plenty of divisions where you could fight at to make this catchweight bullshit, man. And all it's going to do is make excuses for one side or the other, you know? That's all it is. El Gallo in the house, what's going on? Mini Mill. Yeah, hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Let's see what he says. Think Spain's boxers are talking smack about Mexicans. We're limited and only come forward. Well, I mean, that's a narrative that's been out there, you know. We know that's not true, but you know, hold on, guys. My internet's acting up. I don't know why it would be acting up right now in the middle of the night when I know there's not a lot of people on the internet right now, but I'm gonna plug in my Ethernet cable real quickly. Thank God this ain't going on the podcast. Give me a second, guys. All right, here we go. Shouldn't be no more mess ups now with the internet. But yeah, look, I don't like catch weights, man. I just don't. Andres Cruz, what's going on? Thanks for being here, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Don't forget that, okay? If you guys want to support HCP and what we do, hit the like button. That's what you can do, man. All right, I don't ask you guys for donations or anything like that. All I ask you to do is hit the like button, man. It's free. Make sure you do that. But yeah, like I said, man, there's too much shit out there for one side or the other, for the haters, for the non-haters, for the fanboys to use anytime there's a catchweight involved. I don't like this shit, man. Don't like it for anybody. And I've showed that. You know, I've got receipts ever since I've been on YouTube for 10 years now that I've been talking about I don't like catchweights. So G-Funk keeps the same energy, man. I don't like it. Now, going back to what Big Dog Willie had said earlier about Mikey Garcia should go back down to 140. I agree 100%, man. Agree 100%. I think he would be a much better fighter. Obviously, he's at 147 for monetary reasons, in my opinion. I feel like he would have a difficult time beating any of these guys in the top 5 at welterweight. Maybe he could beat some of the guys that are like, and high in the top 10. I'm talking like 8, 9, 10, some of those guys. But I feel like he's just not a welterweight, the more and more I think about it. So I think a 140 would be nice, man. There's some good fights there for him at 140. Somebody had mentioned Josh Taylor earlier. That'd be a good fight, although I don't think he would want to do business with Top Rank. The Pancrase fight. Now I know that's been talked about. That's not happening. But there are some good fights there. I mean, and look, guys are going to be moving up from 135. Like the king of the lightweights, Teofimo, is not going to be there for long. Devin Haney's not going to be there for long. It's been said that, from Mauricio Suleiman said that Haney blew up 20 pounds after one fight. Now he made the weight 135, but he blew up almost 20 pounds. So he can move up, and these guys aren't going to stay at 135 forever. They're just not, So if he campaigns at 140, he could get a lot of good fights there. And then, like I said, these guys moving up, these are good fights, really good fights for Mikey if he can continue to, to win. But he's got to be more active, man. That's the frustrating thing, man. Let's see. Mikey's career is so it is, man. It's almost like two careers in one, I don't mind boxers fighting at catchweights if there's not a belt on the line. My issue is using catchweights for bringing up smaller boxers or weight draining bigger boxers. Yeah, I agree with that too, but I just don't like them, period, because I just feel like there's already enough weight classes. We don't need another weight class, or catchweight in between. Like, there's just too many, Don't like the Bridger division at all, man. We actually did a whole piece on it. It was it was not we went in on it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. El Gallo says, G Funky, what do you think about Virgil fighting Josh Taylor for undisputed? People forget that Virgil started his career at 140, but only moved up for Ramirez, his stablemate. Well, if he could make 140 and go back down, I don't mind that fight. I would rather see him fight at 147, though. I feel like he's a natural 147, I think. In my opinion, he just looks like he's grown into this weight class very well. And I don't anticipate him going back down to 140. I'd be shocked if he said something like, yeah, I'm going back down to fight at 140 against Josh Taylor. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. But if it does, hey, I'm all for it, Mikey likes is just having fat camps. Yeah, he needs to just stay active, man. So he don't have fat camps anymore, So, but that's really all I gotta say, man. Look, Mikey, get your shit together, man. All right, I need you to start fighting some of these dudes. If you're gonna be at 147, you're gonna have to start fighting some of these dudes. But if you want to move back down to 140, there's a lot of good fights down there for you. And if money's what you're looking for, there's some good money there. Okay, guys are gonna be moving up. Guys could be staying put. There's already a few guys there that are really, really good at 140. I'm sure there's guys that I'm leaving out, but I feel 140 will be better for him, to be honest with you. So that's my take on it, man. Mikey, again, this win is going to have an asterisk, man, because you're fighting at a catchweight, man. And I don't like that shit, man. I just don't. So let's move on to the fun stuff, all right? And I'm going to call it fun stuff, all right? That's what I'm going to call it, okay? Because I think people, man, you look, like I said, I've been busy this week, so I didn't get a chance to really watch a lot of videos or listen to a lot of videos out there. And I seen there was a ton of videos dropped about the little brouhaha we had with Plant and Canelo. at the press conference, there was exchanges. And look, man, here's what I'm going to say. Then people are arguing back and forth about who won the press conference. Did this guy win? Did that guy win? I mean, look, bro, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck who wins a press conference. Okay. All I care about is who wins a damn fight. Okay. That's all that matters at the end of the day. All right. Yeah, I agree. And we're talking about that right now. But at the end of the day, who gives a shit? All right. Who won the press conference? I can tell you this. When De La Hoya fought Mayorga, who was winning those press conferences? In your guys' opinion? I think a lot of you would probably say Mayorga, right? He talked a lot of shit, put on a show. I mean, we had to say Mayorga won, right? But what happened when they got in the ring? What happened when they got in the ring? Exactly. Like, what the fuck? What happens at the press conference really doesn't matter. Now, look, I'm glad that something like this happened. It's been a while since we've seen something like this at a press conference where hands were thrown. I don't want to say punches because these were all open hand strikes from both guys. Okay. That's why I put Pancrase. Now, I'm going to show you guys something real quickly here. Let me share my screen. This is what I remember back in the day when we used to watch like a lot of the Ultimate Fighting and Pride and all that type of stuff. But in the middle of all that, there was this here, which is Pancrase. All right, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of footage here. But look at how you see Boss Rutan here. He's fighting Frank Shamrock. Now look. You see those strikes? Those are like open hand strikes, Like that's the way Pancrase was. Like we weren't allowed to punch. You know what I'm saying? L Dog, hey, I appreciate that, man. We're gonna be talking about that tomorrow on the roundtable. The roundtable will be on Ringside Reporter Live here on YouTube, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. We're gonna be breaking down the Usyk AJ fight for sure, man. Make sure you tune into that. I just didn't have time to make a video this week, man. I've been busy, but I appreciate you stopping by, man, and we will definitely break that down. You know what I'm saying? But here's Pancrase, right? And you were not allowed to punch, with a closed hand. It was all palm strikes, Let's see. Let me show something real quick here. Let's see. You see how his hands are open? Now look, boom, hit him with a backhand right in the face. Like that's what happened at the press conference, Canelo went Pancrase on this dude, I thought it was funny, man. I mean, look at Canelo's hand in that thumbnail there. You see that open hand? Like, that's the first thing that popped in my mind when I seen that shit, Oh man, that was funny. But I'm glad that it happened and it's getting fans excited. Now, again, here on YouTube, people will just say shit just to say shit, man. They want clicks. They want subscribers. They're not going to be honest about a lot of shit. People over here saying, man, you guys are taking this thing too serious, man. Like, look, I'm having fun with it, man, because that's what it is. This was fun. A-Rod's taking a break, man. He's going to take a break and, we respect his decision, man. But, he'll be around he'll be calling in and stuff like that. So shout out to the brother A-Rod, but yeah, that's what this shit reminded me of, man, was Pancrase was the first thing that popped into my head when I seen the palm strikes from Canelo. But I want to pull up the video here, man, of the little brouhaha we had with Canelo and Plant. Now I want to say this, man. Plant, to me, Plant is just he's so untested, man. And I really don't, I'm not giving him much of a chance here against Canelo. Now I know people want to talk about how skilled he is and things like that, but I mean, look, all that shit's fine and dandy, but who has he done it against? You know? He hasn't done that against anybody. Like, this guy hasn't fought anybody at this point, you know? So, like, he's going to have to prove that shit in the ring, you know? My boy in the house, Puro Sur Central. What's going on? Appreciate you being here, man. Let's see. Logic says shenanigans at press conference won't prove a winner. That said, Canelo should walk down and eventually beat Plant. I agree. I agree with the entire statement. But let me bring this up though, real quick here. Let's bring this up. I want to watch this with you guys. Let's watch it together. I know you guys have seen it already, but you ain't watched it with G Funk. All right. So here we go. All right, here we go. We got these guys facing off with each other, and let's see here. Yeah, a little bit of talking, here. Yeah. I know. By the way, if anybody won anything, I'd have to give Plant the win as far as his wardrobe goes. Like, I don't like what Canelo's wearing here. I like the suit. I like the suit Plant's wearing, but you know. Well, there we go. A little shove, you know, a little bit of yelling. Oh, man. How about that? I think that's funny, man. But I want to do this real quick, man. Hold on. I want to do this real quickly with you guys. Let's have some fun with this, man, because at the end of the day, that's what this is, man. This is fun. Okay, this is nothing serious. This is nothing to get mad and make 100 videos about. At least in my opinion. All right, it's just not. Okay, but let's watch it again. Okay, here we go. Now let me throw this at you guys. We see the jaw in there between the two guys. They're talking to each other. You ever wonder if like what's being said is really boxing related that makes these guys mad? You know, Combat Sports Media, what's up, man? I know, man. Late night. I usually don't do late night shows, but I've been busy. But you guys ever wonder if it's something else that makes these dudes mad at each other, makes them want to fight at the press conference? You know, always wondered what's being said. You know, and I know that they say, but what if they're not telling the truth, man? What if they're like, they don't want to say, you know, they're just like, oh man, we're just pumped up, man. You know, lady in black in the front. I don't know, man. But let's do this, man. What if this is the conversation right here, right? Let me move it back just a little bit. Now they're just sitting there posing with each other. Now they do the face-off. Plant's like, hey, man, how you doing, man? Yeah, I'm Caleb Plant. Canelo's like, man, I know who you are. I know who the fuck you are. Yeah? Well, you know I'm the IBF champ, right? Ah, no shit. I know you're the IBF champ. But let me tell you something, man. You ain't taking my belt. Oh, I am taking your belt. No, you ain't. Oh, yes, I am. I'm going to outbox you. I'm going to outbox your ass, Canelo. Now, you ain't outboxing shit. Now, I'm the motherfucker. I'm the motherfucker at 168, all right? You ain't shit. You ain't done no work here in this division, man. This is my shit. Nah, man, it's my shit, all right? Nah, man, fuck that, all right? Fuck that shit. I want your ass. Let's go. What's up? Nah, man, fuck that. What's up? Let's go. Oh, shit. Oh, we throw it. We throw it now, huh? Oh, man. That's what you would probably think. It was something along those lines, huh? Like what they were saying, you know? But hold on, let me read this real quick. Let's see. Dante, Aki, Blue Blood, Boxing Ego, want Plant to win so bad. They have a great wide hope. Oh shit. Doesn't surprise me. Those guys all hate Canelo. Caleb said some suspect stuff about Mexicans. Wouldn't surprise me if he said something bad about them. I mean, yeah, I think he said something, was it about tacos or something? You know, I mean, words. I mean, I don't know. But let me run this back again. Let me run this back real quick. I mean, you would think that that's probably what they're saying, you know, at this point. What if it was something like this, though? Let me go back just a little bit more. Just before they get in each other's face. What if it was something like this? Just imagine this, guys, all right? Just imagine this. We're at the press conference. Here we go. Right? Yeah. Taking photos. Everything's cool. You know, nice sunny day. All right, let's face off. Yeah, man, let's face off. I'm going to take my shades off real quick. All right. Damn, kind of tall. Plant. Oh, I'm going to put your hands behind your back, huh? Okay. Now let's see here. Face to face. Yeah, I'm looking right into your soul. You talking to me, huh, man? Motherfucker, don't be talking to me with that stank ass breath, man. What's wrong with you? What you talking about my breath, man? Man, fuck you, man. Eat a Tic Tac or some shit, all right? Get out my face with that shit. Bro, you want some Tic Tacs, man? I got some Tic Tacs for you, man. No, man, fuck you, all right? My breath don't smell like that, all right? No, man, it does, man. You smell like shit, all right? I got some Tic Tacs in my back pocket right here, all right? You want some or what? Nah, man, I want none of your Tic Tacs, man. Might be clenbuterol on that shit. Oh, okay. Might be. Get out of my face, man. Don't ever run up on me with no stank ass breath, man. What? Man, what's up with you, man? Fuck you. What if it was something like that set off the whole thing? You know? What if it had nothing to do with boxing that started this whole thing? Oh, man, I always wondered that shit, you know? Motherfucker needed a Tic Tac, you know? Then they asked him after all the shit's over, the press comes up and they're like, well, what happened? You know, why'd you guys come to punches here at the press conference, you know? Well, I tell you like this, man. This is Canelo. That motherfucker came up to me and his breath was stinking. I told his punk ass he needed a Tic Tac, but the motherfucker didn't want to take one. So I had to shove him out of my face. I was about to pass out from how bad this motherfucker's breath was. Oh, man. What if it was some shit like that, you know? I always wondered, man. But, you know, this is good. This is good for the fight, you know, to sell the fight, because we know boxing isn't doing too well. You know, there's not a lot of people buying fights, anything like that. But you just never know, man. But here's the thing, man. From this is what I'll say on a serious note. All right, on a serious note, Plant, you know, he looks a little out of shape, man. Now there was a picture that came out the other day, and he looked a little soft, you know, and I find that kind of odd for a guy who says that he's constantly in the gym. I'm in the gym 24/7. I'm always ready, you know. I tell you this, he didn't look like he was ready. You know, when they were doing the pictures or whatever or maybe they're shooting like a commercial or something, but he didn't look like he was in good shape to me. To me, that's more concerning than anything. But the fact that Canelo was able to counterpunch this dude, or I shouldn't even say punch again, counter strike him with the palm strikes, shows me that, you know, the staying in shape and the staying in the gym and the staying busy, staying active is paying off for Canelo. His reflexes are on points already, you know. As for Plant, you know, he threw a hook and, you know, touched him with the fingertips, you know. But if that was a punch in a fight, like that shit doesn't land, you know. So that's what it tells me, man. Plant hasn't fought. I can't remember. I think he fought earlier this year. It's been a while since he's been in the ring. As for Canelo, he's been active. You know, this is going to be his third fight this year. This will be his fourth fight in less than a year. So he's staying sharp, man. And this is what I've been saying, man. All the guys were shitting on the Yildirim fight. And look, I didn't like the Yildirim fight myself, but it was a stay busy fight, man, in between two championship fights. And, you know, guys like Chavez did that, you know. Chavez fought 4 or 5 times a year, and it wasn't always against the best guys. So you think we're underestimating Plant? I mean, look, my thing is this, man. Who the fuck has he beat? Big Dog Willie? I mean, we can't say he's beat anybody because he's fought nobody. Like, in my opinion, that Benavidez fight should have happened. Let's just say hypothetically that fight happened first before this fight, and he beat Benavidez. Then I could say, you know what, man? Maybe we got something here. Plant might have a good chance. But that fight hasn't happened, and he hasn't fought anybody. He's unproven, very untested. You know, I did not pick Billy Joe to win that fight, but that's why I'm not very confident that Plant gets the job done here. I'm just not, you know. And like I see here, sticking and moving. Look, if he can do that, you guys know I've said this. I think that good movement can give Canelo trouble. I just don't think this guy has good movement like that. I just don't. To me, what I've seen from him against the level of competition that he's fought, I don't see it happening here, man. Like this is his step up fight, Plant. Like I'm not even kidding. Like this is his step up fight. It is a big step up. I want to ask you guys in the chat, who do you think was Plant's toughest opponent to date? Except for we can't include Canelo, but who was his toughest opponent to date? And I know I've seen some people over the last week or so saying like, well, it's not about resumes, it's about skills, which I agree. It's not about a piece of paper, you know, it's about Plant, his ability in the ring. But again, you have to be able to show me that ability against somebody that's decent for me to say, yeah, this guy is the real deal. Like I just don't think Plant's the real deal, man. And you guys know I'm a betting man. You know, I don't mind dropping some money on a fight. I would never bet money on Plant because he's untested. L Dog here says Uzcategui would be his toughest. I would have to agree. Some people saying Truax. An old ass Truax. I mean, he should have stopped Truax, bro. Like, I gotta be honest with you, man. You know, no, I agree with your statement here, Big Dog Willie. Styles always make fights, but I just don't think that his style is going to give Canelo trouble. I don't think he's that good of an outboxer. I don't think his legs are that good. And like I said, it's just looked mediocre against mediocre competition. Finger butts. Hey, man, I try to do my homework as best as I can before I make these predictions. I don't always get them right, but my batting average is good, and I do take pride in my predictions and breakdowns and stuff, and I try to make sure I pick the right guy, but I just, again, like, guys that are unproven, like, I'm not saying that it's impossible for a guy who's unproven to win against a guy who is very proven, but man, the odds are very slim, in my opinion. I agree. Experience matters. Absolutely. We don't know how good those skills are until we see it against somebody, you know? We don't know. Like, we don't know if someone's a good driver unless what? They get out on the road and drive without getting into an accident, without causing accidents. So with Plant, we just don't know because, I mean, think about it. I had some people saying Truex was his toughest fight, Uskateki, Fig and Butts. Those guys aren't nowhere near Canelo's level, man. Nowhere near Canelo's level. I mean, it's like night and day. He's going from night to day. It's not impossible. I mean, nothing's impossible in this world, but this is a tall mountain for a Plant to climb, man, in my opinion. It just is, you know? Hell Dog says the Lopez fight hasn't messed up. Well, we're talking about the Lomachenko. Hey, man, I mean, it's all good. You know, I mean, I understand Lomachenko was a heavy favorite going into that one. No, I did not pick Ugas run PMC. I felt like Ugas would give him problems. I just didn't think that he would get the decision because I felt like the judges would give Pacquiao, you know, more credit for volume over Ugas, you know, precision shots. But I was wrong. I was wrong in that one, you know. But yeah, I mean, like I know there's a lot of guys out there that are saying that Plant's very skilled and could give Canelo some trouble, but I mean, I just don't see it, man. I just don't, you know. I gave Billy Joe Saunders a much better shot than Plant because he actually been in there with some decent guys, you know. So, and plus, I think Saunders' legs are better. I just think his movement is much better than Plant's, in my opinion. So that's why I was saying that Saunders could give Canelo some trouble. And I feel like Saunders was gaining a little bit of momentum up until that fight was stopped. I was really interested to see how that fight would go into the late half and then into the championship rounds. But we won't find out because he broke his eye. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I mean, shit, I can't get them all. We can't get them all right, you know. But you know, like I said, I try to do my homework and break down these fights as best as I can, man. And you know, I feel like that's why I got a good batting average. Divine Sense, what's going on, man? An OG in the YouTube boxing community says, my man G Funky doing a late night boxing talk. I think Canelo should win. However, Plant has been overlooked his entire career. Plant has to box 12 rounds beautifully to win. Yeah. He'd have to put on the performance of a lifetime, I think, to win this fight. Yeah, I appreciate you being here as well, Divine. I know it's probably early where you're at. I don't know, man. I get confused where you're at, but I appreciate you being here, man. Either way. But like somebody said earlier in the chat, experience, I mean, that's something that's invaluable, you know, and Plant just doesn't have that experience. You know, the guys who he's been in there against have not been able to push him, you know, have not been able to see what he can do, you know, when he's in a pressure situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard for me, myself, to have any kind of confidence in him going into this fight. Now, again, like I said, nothing's impossible, but I feel like it's a long shot, man. 1 p.m. your time. Cool. I got you, man. I don't know if anybody's got the odds for this fight. I haven't looked them up, man. Like I said, I've been busy this week, man. That's why I'm here late night. Been crazy busy, man. But I wanted to get on and jump on, man, because I felt like I owe the audience something, you know, to talk about a couple of topics here. And yeah, man. But I played a little bit with the press conference earlier. And like I said, man, I want to have fun with it, you know, because I feel like really at the end of the day, press conferences and when these little brouhahas happen, it's really to get excited, you know. And I think people are really doing too much with it, you know. And there's just no need to go there with it, you know. For those of you that tuned in late, you guys can go back and watch. I did a little running commentary, and I showed the Plant and Canelo mix up that happened. You know, you say Billy Ho was scared. No, I don't think he was scared. Honestly, I felt like he was fighting a decent fight. You know, is there a rematch? I don't know if there's a rematch clause. I don't. You know, that'd be interesting to find out. I don't know, man. Do you think PBC would put a rematch clause? Like, do they feel like Plant would get robbed? I mean, I always think that in the back of my mind, like if there's a rematch clause, you know, like do guys think maybe they get robbed and get a second chance, or if there's an upset, you know, it could go either way. But I just don't anticipate that here, man. And like I said, I gave Saunders a much better chance to beat Canelo than I'm giving Plant, you know. And I want to give a shout out to Joe Habib, by the way. And by the way, we will be over on Ringside Reporter Live tomorrow, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific for the round table. Make sure you guys are there. And if you're not subscribed to Ringside Reporter Live, make sure you do that as soon as this live is over, so you don't miss us tomorrow. But I'll share it anyway in my community, so you guys can check us out there tomorrow. But he said something that stuck into my head. He said, you know, you're nobody until you fight somebody, you know? And I agree with that, because we do get those occasions where guys pull an upset, you know? But I just don't see that here, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't. Like I said, man, if he would have fought somebody, like I said, if I don't know why in God's green earth PBC didn't make that Benavidez fight with Plant. I mean, they're all the ingredients were there for a good fight, for them to promote a good fight. There's bad blood. They were both champions at one point at 168 pounds. They're both PBC fighters. And the fight didn't happen. I feel like if Plant, let's just, again, hypothetically, if Plant would have fought Benavidez and beat Benavidez on his way to this fight with Canelo, then I'd be singing a completely different tune. I can tell you that. Because I'd be like, look, I've seen him in there with a guy, one of the best super middleweights in the world, and he beat him. I think this fight would be a lot more interesting then, but man, he's so untested, you know? He's so untested, man. And that's what makes me say that he's a big underdog, you know? Let's see. Divine Sense says, here's my thing. Plant will do well early. I promise you that. Plant's biggest issue is 9th, 10th round and beyond, he starts to fade. Why? Because he moves a lot. Canelo will maintain a gas tank and power. I think it's a good breakdown. I think it's a really good breakdown there. I could agree with that. Plant maybe getting some rounds early, you know. We'll see, man. You know, like I said, I don't always get my shit right, but if I'm a betting man, and I am a betting man, I'm pretty confident, man. And I would be willing to bet anybody that thinks Plant's going to win, you know? Anybody. And I'm talking 100, 200, 300, 400, you know? I'm pretty confident, man, that Canelo's going to win this fight. Pretty confident, you know? And again, I think it's just from experience, you know? Like Mike Lee and Figgin Butts and Uskateki and Truax, like, those guys just aren't that good to me, you know? That's easy work for Plant. Like, Plant should have beat those guys. You know, he's supposed to beat those guys. Like, I needed to see him in a fight where it's like, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's going to win this one. And then he comes out and looks spectacular against whoever that fighter is. Then I would be like, man, This dude is, he could win this fight, Yeah. And I mean, Canelo, he's always been a much bigger guy, he campaigned for a long time at 154 or 155. But he always rehydrated at least 20 pounds. I remember before the Lotta fight started on the pay-per-view, I remember they asked him how much he rehydrated to. I think he said he was like around 172 pounds or something like that. So, Canelo could have been fighting at 168 a long time ago, in my opinion. But he worked his way up. And now he's at 168. But this is a big fight too, man, for Mexico, for Mexican boxing, because in the 4-belt era, we have not had one fighter to become undisputed, to collect all the belts. We had a chance earlier this year with Jose Ramirez. Comes up short against Josh Taylor. Much credit to Josh Taylor for that win. The undisputed champ at 140 pounds, Josh Taylor. We had a shot there, didn't work out, and now we got a shot here, and we'll see, man. But I think that Canelo is the heavy favorite for good reason, for real good reason. And hey, look, man. Plant pulls off the upset, I'll be the first one to come on here and say I was wrong. Got no problem with that at all. So yeah, that's really all I got to say tonight, guys. Like I said, it's late for me here. It's getting ready to be midnight. I got work tomorrow, but like I said, man, I've been busy. I appreciate you guys for being here. And one quick announcement I want to make before I end this live. For my subscribers who I truly appreciate you guys, man. Without you guys, HCP does not work. So we greatly appreciate your support. But next year, in the early spring, Gfunky will be taking a pretty long break from YouTube. I'll be gone for quite some time. So I'm asking you guys, don't go anywhere. All right? Stick around, because I'm not going to, close my channel down, but I'm going to have to take a break for a little bit. How long at this point? I don't know, but I'll definitely be gone for quite some time. It won't be years or anything like that, but maybe a couple months, 2-3 months, we'll see. But my wife is pregnant, and I'm going to be having a new baby soon in early spring next year. So yeah, I'll be gone for a little bit, man. I'm going to spend some time with my family, welcome my new kid into the world, and be a father. You know what I'm saying? That's my job. That's my most important job. That's the first job that I needed to do in life, is to be a father. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll be gone for a little bit. And yeah, that's really all I got to say. Right now, I got me a super chat here from my brother Divine Sense. He says, at the end of the day, we will have an undisputed super middleweight champ. That's what matters. I'll hit you on the Discord. Let's collect. Yeah, man. No sweat, man. And you know what? Undisputed is, I'm all for that, man. I love undisputed. That's what I'm all about, man. Either way, we're going to have an undisputed champion, unless we get something like with Charlo Castaño. We're going to draw or something like that, then we have no undisputed. But yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, that's what matters, man. That's what's important. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the congratulations. Appreciate that. Absolutely, Javier. I agree, man. It's the best job in the world. The best job a man could have is to be a father. And let's see, my boy Puro Sul Central says, that's why no Twitter. Chill with my daughter and start full time soon. Yep, man. Well, I mean, I stopped. I didn't close down my Twitter, but there's just too many dumbasses on Twitter for me, man. Those guys, that's one of the worst places to talk boxing, bro, to be honest with you. People just say the dumbest things. If you think trolls are bad here on YouTube, they're 10 times worse on Twitter. So like, I just don't have time for that. Like I said, man, at the end of the day, fuck YouTube and all this other bullshit. Like I'm a man, I'm a father, I'm a married man at the end of the day. And that's what comes first. I don't have time to do all that bullshit on Twitter, And that's another reason why I don't do like the free smoke stuff, like my boy Black and Brown. And shout out to my boy Black and Brown. Subscribe to him if you haven't. Black and Brown Boxing here on YouTube. But he runs a good show on Friday nights called Free Smoke Friday, where guys go on there and they yell and scream at each other. And certain people find that entertaining. But for me, I don't like to engage in that type of stuff. I got into something recently over there with H Money, who's someone that I'm cool with, and he apologized to me at the end of the show, and I apologized to him as well. But I gotta be honest with you guys, man. Like, he started yelling, raising his voice. I had no choice but to do it myself back at him. And by the time I got done, and by the time the show ended, like, I had to walk out of the room, and my wife is like, "What the hell is that? Like, what were you yelling at?" Like, I have to explain to her, like, "Yeah, I'm yelling at some guy on YouTube over boxing." Like, I mean, that was one of the most embarrassing things I ever had to do in my life, man. To be honest with you, like, explain to my wife. A 37-year-old man has to explain to his wife why he's yelling at somebody on YouTube over boxing. Like, I was embarrassed for doing that, man. And like I said, look, for people who like to do that type of stuff, look, that's fine. Everybody's got their thing, But for me, I'm too old, and I don't want to do it. If somebody's got a problem with what I say or with one of my takes, they're welcome to come on and talk with me about it. But you're going to talk to me like a man at the end of the day. I'm not emotional like that, man. I don't have to yelling and all that other shit. Like, I don't have to yell at somebody to make my point. If somebody comes on here and have a disagreement with me, D-Style, or whoever else I have on the panel, you're going to get your opportunity to speak uninterrupted. You're going to get a certain amount of time to speak. I'm not going to let you just talk for 30 minutes. You're going to get a certain amount of time to get your shit off, and then it's going to be my turn. Everybody's going to hear what the fuck you have to say and what the fuck I have to say. There's going to be no shouting. That's the way I run my channel, man. And I know a lot of guys that were subscribed to me don't like that. So, hey, there's the fucking door. Get the fuck out. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to do that. There's a reason why I put Real Boxing Talk under my name. And it's been there ever since I started my channel 10 years ago. I've always had the Real Boxing Talk underneath my name. And that's because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? We talk real boxing around here. Like, we don't do the personal insult attacks and all that type of shit. Like, I don't do that. Advice that my girl told me I should put a punching bag in my office to punch when trolls piss me off. Hey, it might work out for you, man. I got mine hanging in the garage, but I'm very hard to rattle. I don't get my cage rattled too often because I'm pretty calm and collective when shit goes down. Maybe it's because I've been through a lot of bullshit in real life situations. So having a shouting match on YouTube is the last thing that's going to scare me, and I don't know, man. It's just not going to work with me. None of that shit's going to work with me. And I just don't want it on my channel because like I said, I want people to hear what I have to say. And I want to hear people to hear what you have to say. This way they can determine who had the better argument, and if we can edify some boxing fans at the end of the day, that's even better. You learn a lot from debates. You can learn a lot from debates. Just saying. Let's see. He says H Money's cool. Just that's how debates. Yeah, I mean, I ain't got no issue with them. Like I said, you know, he apologized to me. I apologized to him, and you know, it's water under the bridge, man. No disrespect to him, you know. He supports HCP. I support his brand, you know. At the end of the day, it's all good. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say to you guys. I'm gonna be putting in a lot of work, man, before my my new kid comes into this world. I got about, let's see, another 7 months to do so. So that's what I'm gonna do here, man. You know, I'm gonna be putting in a lot of work. This way, you know, you guys can have a lot of stuff to watch and all that good stuff, man. HCP is gonna continue to grow. Whether people like it or not, you know. And at the end of the day, it's all real boxing talk, man, and that's what I love doing. So I'm gonna hit the bed, man. I'm getting tired, but I appreciate. I don't know yet, man. I don't know. It's too early, so I don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet. Maybe I'll do an unveiling. I don't know. We'll see, man. If the wife lets me. But who do I got this weekend? Check us out tomorrow, man. Divine. Subscribe to Ringside Reporter Live here on YouTube. That's where we'll be doing the roundtable tomorrow, and we'll be talking about the Usyk AJ fight. I don't want to give it away because, again, I want people to come and watch us tomorrow. The roundtable. Excuse me. So that's what we'll be talking about, man. So make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. That's Joe Habib's channel. I don't know if you remember Joe Habib from back in the day, but that's his channel, and that's where we'll be talking about that fight tomorrow, man. So again, man, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the support, man. And that's about it, man. So you guys stay safe out there, and we'll see you tomorrow night on the roundtable. I'm out.
Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Hispanics causing panic. I'm glad to be here.
Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.